2017, yes, the time has come. So much potential and an entire year of exciting new books. Unfortunately, it's pretty much impossible for me to talk about all of them in one video. So for today's book break, I've picked 10 exciting new releases that are coming out in 2017 that I thought might interest you. These books range from children's books to poetry to crime to literary fiction, but each one is equally as exciting. You're ready to hear more, I hear you say? Well, let's have a look at the books then, shall we? The first exciting new release that I have to tell you about today is by a poet with immense talent and an incredible track record. And this is her first book to be published with Picador, and that is Holly McNish's poetry collection, Plum. Holly McNish is a spectacular performance poet for fans of poetry like that of Kate Tempest. But you don't need to take my word for it. There are tons of videos out there that you can go and watch to get yourself riled up for this new collection featuring her performing some of her spectacular poems. This young woman is making strides in the poetry world, and you'll be seriously missing out if you don't check out her new collection in the new year. And it's scheduled for June of 2017. But if that's too long to wait, then you'll be glad to hear that my next exciting new release is coming out in February of 2017, and that is The Good People by Hannah Kent. Yes, that's right, Hannah Kent, author of Burial Rites. But from this popular novel set in Iceland, Hannah Kent has moved her talents to tackle rural Ireland in the 19th century. This story is about 3 separate women living in a rural community whose lives are brought together by each's individual struggles as they may be able to help one another. For fans of not only Hannah Kent's previous work but also Emma Donoghue's The Wonder, which came out in 2016. But close on its heels is Open by Gemma Kearney, which comes out in March, and this one is non-fiction. Gemma Kearney, I'm sure you're all familiar with. She has been appearing on television screens and radio stations for years now. This book is a toolkit for how magic and messed up life can be, with advice ranging from personal love to personal finances. It tackles all of those relationships from romantic to friendship to family to that with yourself. This book is going to be warm and comforting and inspiring, and one for the teenagers and the adults. But on that topic, our next title I can't tell you too much about, but it's one I'm sure you'll all be interested in picking up, and it's scheduled to come out in September of 2017, and that is Russell Brand's new book, the title of which is still Hush Hush, but this book deals with addiction, from substances to relationships, and the different ways that everybody goes through some form of addiction in their life and how we recover from that. This book will be packed full of observations and advice, and is definitely one to keep an eye out for. But we've gotten a little ahead of ourselves again, so why not rein things back again to January? My next book is one you don't have to wait long for at all, and that is Little Deaths by Emma Flint. This is a crime thriller set during the summer of 1965 in Queens, New York. Rumours are spreading and everyone believes Ruth to be a murderess, thanks to gossip and rumours and the stigma attached to the way she dresses and behaves. Not only is this book full to the brim with suspense, but it deals with the way people are judged and treated by others. From 1960s New York to ancient Greece, May of 2017 brings with it The Children of Jocasta by Natalie Haynes, inspired by the Greek myth of Oedipus and the children he had with his wife and mother, Queen Jocasta. In particular, the story follows Ismene, 15 years old, and her parents both long dead, when unfortunately a new tragedy is set in motion. This one has something to offer so many different readers. I'm sure a lot of you will be eagerly anticipating its release. I'm sure most of you have heard of a little known author, Joe Wicks, god of health and fitness in the literary and internet world. His latest book is coming out in August 2017, and it's Lean Cooking with Friends. So this book is all about cooking healthy but delicious meals for groups instead of just yourself. And really, what makes cooking more exciting than when you have people to share it with? I think I mentioned something about children's books in this video though, and I do have one picture book that I wanted to mention especially to all of you, because it's something that regardless of whether you're a child, have a child, or haven't had anything to do with children since you were a child yourself, you may very well still pick up a copy in 2017. And that is Rapunzel by Beth Ann Woolven. You may be familiar with Woolven from her previous picture book Little Red. Well, her latest creation is coming out in June and it is equally as stunning. Winner of the Macmillan Prize for Illustration in 2014 and New York Times best-selling author. The prospect of a new creation by this illustrator and author is something for us all to be excited about this year. Our next novel is by another name you might recognise though, and that's the new novel by Vic James, the Current Affairs TV director, whose new novel Gilded Cage comes out in January of this year. And who better than to write a novel set in a modern day Britain, but with a slight difference. This is a world full of magic and ruled by aristocracy, and those who are not members of this aristocratic elite are forced to serve 10 years of slavery before they can ever be free. Yes, I'll say it, this is definitely one for fans of the Hunger Games. And last but certainly not least for this video is Wonderland, How Play Made the Modern World by Stephen Johnson. This non-fiction book is due for release in February of 2017, and it explores the way in which our pursuit of creativity and novelty have inspired and influenced the development of technology. It stretches all the way back to Paleolithic times to the invention of modern computer software. This one will appeal to so many of you from theatre to tech fans. But given how exciting these 10 books are, imagine how many more exciting titles Pan Macmillan has coming out in 2017. If you're interested in finding out more about books coming up, you can check out our website and all of the links will be down in the description box. But until then, I'd love to hear if you're excited for any of the books I've talked about in today's videos, and if there's anything else you've heard about that's getting released in 2017 that you just cannot wait for. And in the meantime, have a very happy new year.